you guys. Hope you're doing good. It's a little chilly day outside. It was beautiful yesterday till the evening. So I'm coming on here to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the don'ts, do not do during this time with the virus. And, often I think we think of, what can I do to make things better? We try to be proactive and try to control things with what action we can take or, even thoughts that we have in our head. But sometimes what we have to do is migrate into a moment of thinking about don't do that or prepare ourselves to don't do that. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So one really basic, nasty thing that they actually even had on the news, and I noticed it when I had to go out to gather some supplies, are people that are ditching their gloves in the parking lot. And ordinarily it's just nasty, but with what's going on, it does spread, potentially it could spread, whatever's on that surface to other people. So if you're going out and you're using gloves, maybe take a little grocery bag with you so that you can put them in there and dispose of them and not litter the parking lots. And it's just like one more moment of thinking things through before you just go do it. Because if you drop it, that means somebody else has to clean it. And we don't need that right now. So use some common sense. Don't leave your gloves in the parking lot or your masks. They did have some masks that people were just ditching in the parking lot. So it's kind of like the basic of what I want to say. 101, do not ditch your gloves or mugs or masks in the parking lot. Don't do it. But getting into some other stuff for, things that we can do to try to address what's going on is stop leaning into fear. I've talked to you guys about this a couple of times in the past couple of days of moving away from fear. And it takes as much energy to lean into faith that everything's going to be okay as it does to lean into every single worst case scenario that you can think of. And it's important for you to be providing positive thoughts to your mind instead of the nonsense of, conspiracy and bad news and dread. So that's something that you yourself have to take responsibility for. But it becomes a habit where we get online and we want to see what's going on, but sometimes you just don't have to see that. But here's some of the don'ts that I want to share with you. Is the first one, don't lean into fear, lean into faith. And don't lash out at other people, your kids or family that are in the house because of fear that you have going on with what could possibly be the worst case situation. Maybe there will be benefits. Maybe there'll be good things that come from this. And that's not to lessen difficulties that many are feeling right now, including people that have lost loved ones, that have people that are in the hospital or people that have lost their jobs or trying to figure out how am I going to pay their rent. But where you're at right now, take control of your energy and lean into positive, rational thoughts instead of the nonstop hypothetical worst case scenarios for every situation, because it'll actually have an effect on you and everyone that's in your house. So try to be proactive about that. And if you can avoid going out, don't go out. You don't need to get unnecessary things unless it's something that you absolutely have to have. Just don't go out. And that's going to be able to provide a path for us getting through this a little bit faster. And the other thing is I want to suggest to you is don't compare yourself to other people where it may be people that seem like everything's smooth and going on, perfectly at their household. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just be in this moment of where you're at. Try to do some positive things, whether it's taking an online class or watching content that's uplifting instead of this nonstop dread and gloom, that's infiltrating all of the, all the different sites. And the reason why I keep saying this to you is because it's so important to keep your mind in a positive thought, because it has a direct impact on us in so many ways. years ago, I was taking, it was some class online, or I was listening to a speaker, and they were talking about the power of the mind, and they shared a story about this lady who, I think it was a lady, who had got locked into a refrigeration unit, and she died of hyperthermia. But the interesting thing is when they went and they looked at the gauge on the refrigeration unit, it was broke. So there was nothing, there was no cool air coming through, but through the power of mind, obviously somebody passed away. So what I want to say to you is what you're thinking and what you're engaging in is going to have an impact on, your family, your health, your everything. So it's not about denying the reality of where we're at, that there's a pandemic going on, there's people that are sick, there's people that are scrambling to try to find or create resources, but to instead look at what are the possibilities of new things that could come out of this, start looking at maybe starting a new business, start looking at doing something online, getting your house maybe up to date with some of the little chores that you're supposed to do so that you can have peace of mind as things move back in. But the big thing is remember, it's not always what you do, but what you don't do. And the big thing is don't lean into fear. At Mass, there's a hymn that says, don't be afraid, come follow me, and I will give you rest. And that's what I want to suggest to you. Just lean into some rest, into some faith, but don't allow yourself to get into a situation where you are nonstop thinking of the negatives. Try to do something that's good. If you ever have a moment that's a yuck moment when you reach out to other people in positive ways, whether it's drop a little card to your grandparents, or make a phone call to somebody that is alone, that doesn't have somebody that's in the house with them and they're quarantined alone. Do those little things, and that can help bring you a positive moment of thinking in your day instead of this nonstop gloom and doom. And it's hard because with social media and the news, it's nonstop. It's infiltrating us, and we're stuck in our house, and that's what we see. So remember, it's not always about what you do. Sometimes it's about what not to do. So I guess my big things are: don't throw out your gloves and masks in the parking lot like a freaking dodo. If you could do that, it'd be really wonderful for your whole community. That's number one. Number two, don't lean into fear, lean into faith. Don't lean into all the hypothetical conspiracy theories of what's happening. We'll find out when we find out. Do a little bit of research and then let it go. Lean into stuff that's good. Don't go out. And don't lash out to your loved ones. That's all I got for you guys today. But go watch something funny. If you can't find anything on the news, go to YouTube and check out I Love Lucy. She's always a hoot. All right, you guys. Be good, be happy, take care of yourselves, and let me know in the comments if you're doing good. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.